This is Truth Testament number 9 that I'm being asked to read onto the channel today. My name's Demara, and I've been reading all 42 of these onto this YouTube channel. Today I have pulled a Starseed Oracle card for us. It just felt right to do this. And it's really interesting because this Truth Testament, I've just had a quick look at the first paragraph, and it really is centering on the changes coming up for us, the earthquake changes, the changes within the earth crust, the more physical changes. We know that we're all going through spiritual changes, of awakening and coming onto our soul paths, activating our blueprints. But this message is going to be very much about the earth, physical earth changes. So pulling this card has been really interesting because this is the Oracle card, and it is I remember. I think that's so brilliant for today, for reading this piece, because none of us want to hear that we're going to go through even more like chaos in inverted commas. I'm putting the inverted commas around this because this is what is needed, the cleansing. And I'm very much keyed into that and have a total acceptance that we cannot go forward with the new world that we are creating unless this huge cleansing does take place. But on this Goddess Oracle card, Starseed Oracle card, the original cards that I read most of the time are the Goddess Oracle, but I now have the Starseed, and they are so wonderful. I remember, and then underneath it says Soul Plan. So apt for today. And it says the fated life or the destined life. And that is all dependent on whether you get on your blueprint, you activate your blueprint and you stay on that contract that you signed up for before you incarnated. So that's the destiny life. The fated life is if you are just free-falling around the matrix of the earth domain. You know, just go along with the rules that were made that are not apt at all for us as the spiritual beings that we are. All sorts of things happen when you're in the fated life. All sorts of crazy karmic journeys are happening now, and a lot are coming to a close because people that are awakened are moving into those zones or connecting with those people. But take heed, because this says, I remember, soul path, and then the fated path versus the destiny path. Make sure all of you guys are on your destiny path. It's so important now. It always was important, but it's even more important now because that gateway will close. Okay, Truth Testament number 9. We are ready to give you more information that relates to the newest changes which will occur on your earth plane. These will be shallow but powerful earthquakes coming in from the corners of your area of earth space. When we say corners, we mean from the east, west, north and south, because this is how it appears to us. These earthquakes will begin the circle of energy flowing out of the center of the earth plane. This energy is accumulated over ions of time, and now is the time for the releases. The releases will begin in the south and accelerate across your earth space and ignite the north. From there, the north will ignite the forces of the south again, and then the spread will accumulate on the borders of the east, following which the west will be ignited. We see the south as places like Dubai and the Asian continent. To us, the East is the spaces of land that occupy what you call the East. The North is Antarctica, so the land masses coming down into places like Australia, New Zealand, South America and Indonesia will be in the North. The South is the continent of the Americas and of course the island of the UK, which will be of particular interest to you and many others you know. The South will rock and roll tremendously when the southern quakes begin. It will be America which suffers the most. She will almost upend with the power of the forces of this crescendo of energy release. She will not defend herself well, as all of her buildings are very solid and need to be more loosely structured to deal with these vibrations. The best place to be is going to be in the poorer sectors, where the buildings are less solidly built. The energy of the release will cover mainly the island areas of South Carolina, the Ozarks, the Mississippi River areas, and between the mountains which cross the central plains of the US. When this releases, it will spin across the rest of the US, tipping the explosive releases of many other areas which have trapped volatile energies. These cannot be left under the crust of the earth. They have to come out and disperse. When you are looking at vibrational changes within the race of humanity, then where they are located must also match their vibrations. Otherwise, you have a psychic equation which does not balance. This is why the energies will need to release. No two entities with living matter can live in balance if the energies remain this far apart in equity. You all need to comprehend how things will be when the energy releases occur. Therefore, your preparation needs to be better. We say this because all of you soon will be in the same circumstances. You will not be able to call home. You will not be able to enjoy food or be in touch with those that you love unless you get prepared. Have code words that can be sent when things begin to change. These code words can be sent in a manner of ways, like leaving energy markers so that people pick up what is occurring. We do not mean coded ones, but ones that do not require phones and other technical products. You are capable of contacting one another without any of these contraptions. You must now start to tune your energy waves so that you are masters at this. We suggest that you take care of things that you know you will need. It will be different for different people. You do not need food if you do not eat food, as you know yourself by experiencing this some time ago. You do not need clean water if you are not going to drink it, or at least the same level of cleanliness. You do not need phones if you master the skills of intuitive communication, for when you know you need to do something or you know that someone requires your assistance. Do you understand? It is very simple. You are all way behind with some of these teachings. So going back to that piece here where they said, you do not need food if you do not eat food, as you know yourself by experiencing this some time ago. I'm just going to explain that. This was before COVID. I think this was November 2018. I decided to do the I'm just thinking whether it was 18 or whether it was a little later than that. Anyway, it was somewhere around there. I decided to do the breatharian workshop course that actually takes you through becoming a breatharian. This has been something that I was interested in 10 years before that, in 2008 when I came across a man called Akai and his partner, and I can't remember her name right off. He was an Ecuadorian man, and he had intuitively gone into becoming a breatharian, from what I gather, or maybe he did hear about the breatharian woman who was Australian and went to Findhorn, and I think she taught there the breatharian methods. Anyway, in 2018, having watched this couple for 10 years and how they had even birthed a child, where her stats for a pregnant woman were taken regularly because she was breatharian, she didn't eat or drink. And her statistics of everything about her health during that pregnancy were better than the other women on those same records who had eaten and drank. So this is a really interesting thing. And it caught my notice incredibly. And I never forgot that. And I followed them over the years when they, you know, occasionally put up videos of their lives. But they then started running workshops. So in 2018, I did the 8 days. And as far as being hungry, it was easy. I never felt hungry once. It was because we were consciously breathing. We were doing deep conscious breathing, and we came together as a group like 3 times a day. This was all done over the internet, so we didn't meet in person. The whole 8 days were run in that way. I found it incredibly easy to do. I did have a few things that came up, like everything in your body detoxes, and I had terrible heartburn and had to go hunting on the internet to find out that actually I needed to take a teaspoon of cider vinegar. I needed to put acid in, because what was happening was the part of your body that deals with that, it was opening involuntarily in my throat or further down. I can't remember now, but it was quite incredible. I took 1 teaspoon of cider vinegar and it stopped. But that was about the only thing I had happen. I could actually feel physically my adrenals cleansing and releasing. And I felt emotionally, physically, spiritually, and mentally 100% balanced. And I did carry on after the 8 days. I had decided to do it for 8 days in order to prepare for the upcoming changes, because I knew that we were going to have a lot of chaos going on around us physically eventually. Because I had channeled the book on Earth Changes in 1991, which was published in 1994, so I was already well aware of the changes. But that state is an incredible state. I carried it on for about 2 or 3 weeks, where I occasionally picked up a piece of fruit and ate it, more for the desire of the flavour than needing food. And then eventually I was going to lunch with my daughter, and I hadn't really told her anything about what I'd done. So I decided to have a salad in this vegan, well, it had a vegan meals on the menu, and I couldn't even eat the whole salad Mexican bowl type dish that was brought to me. But from then on, I then started adding more things in. But my goal wasn't to start immediately. A lot of people did carry on, and I don't know, I lost contact with them, but I don't know how long they did. But there are thousands of breatharians all around the world. A lot of people don't seem to have any idea about this, but it is true. Do some research. I mean, and there are a lot of people teaching this. It's not just Akai and his wife who are teaching these workshops now. There are people all over the world teaching them. And people think that this is a crazy thing and it can't be possible, but it is, and you feel incredible. You absolutely feel incredible, because the body that we have and the mechanisms and the human technology are just not known to us. We've just been taught certain ways, and there is so much to learn. But I'm just qualifying the statement they said here. Excuse me, they are referring to me, when they say you do not need food if you do not eat food, as you know yourself by experiencing this some time ago, because I had done this ready for anything that comes upon us. And I know that I could go back to it, because I'm not just believing it. I don't just believe that we can be breatharian. I experienced it and I felt fantastic. I had so much energy and felt so inspired. Anyway, that's the end of the Truth Testament number 9 for today. And I will carry on. We have I think maybe 17 or 18 more to go before I have the whole 42 onto this YouTube channel so that anybody can see them now. I would love you to subscribe to the channel and like the video if you so wish to do so, because we need so many more people to understand what is truly going on. Our survival rate as a human collective depends on people understanding what is going to happen in the future. And it's not so distant now. The energies are rising every day. And I know there's a lot of people on here who understand that. But there are still so many. The majority of people have no idea what is coming up. And by reading these and listening to them now, because I'm recording them on the video, they can begin to resonate. They can begin to activate their own blueprints. So we need to be activating and helping other people to activate their own blueprints by allowing them also to see these videos. So don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for listening.